I'm Calla, and this is my informational speech video. So for my informational speech video, I'm going to be talking about stress. So stress is just how you perceive an overwhelming event, and how you perceive it is how it affects you. So whenever you are dealing with stress, the first thing that happens is you encounter a stressor. And these stressors can range from a numerous number of things, such as a traumatic event, like a car accident or a natural disaster, or be a life change, such as moving or going through marriage or divorce. And they can be things like even daily hassles, like chores or traffic or going to work. And you even have other stressors, such as job strain, which is whenever you go through such a series of stressful events at work, whenever you have such a high workload that you don't really have control over, that you just start really feeling hopeless and that you are just out of control at work. And then eventually, which turns into job burnout, which is whenever you just feel completely hopeless and you just hate your job every single day and you feel like you can't do anything about it. All of these different types of stressors really affect how we live our lives and how we go through our daily business. And whenever you do encounter a stressor, the first thing that happens is you go through a primary appraisal, which is whenever you initially decide whether it is something that is going to be a threat or a challenge. So a challenge is going to be something that you can gain something positive from, and then the threat is going to be something that is only negative and that your body and your mind views as something that's going to hurt you. Then you go through your secondary appraisal if you perceive it's a threat, and you either decide if it's a high threat or a low threat. A low threat meaning just like something that isn't really going to affect you too much, but it still is going to, stress you out a little bit. And then a high threat being something that is going to cause lots of problems for you and you're freaking out about it and it's just a really big deal. Whenever you go through this secondary appraisal, you go through your fight or flight reaction, which is controlled by your automatic nerve system, which is the system that arouses your body and causes it to either flee or decide to fight, whatever the stressor is. When this system kicks in, your HPA axis is what actually goes into deciding this process. It starts with the hypothalamus, which arouses your body and excites it by sending stress hormones through your body. Then the signal is sent to your pituitary gland, which is the master gland of the body, and sends yet more hormones into your body. Then your adrenal gland sends even more hormones into your body, which gives you this adrenaline rush and makes you feel that excitement and nerves that occur whenever something stressful is going on. Whenever your stress is so continuous and just keeps occurring, you enter what Seeley calls the stage of resistance, which is your attempt to adapt to the stress that's going on. Your body attempts to just get used to it and pretend like it's something normal and that it's okay. But eventually, if this resistance stage goes on for too long, then you enter exhaustion, which is where your body begins to take on physical wear and tear. You start losing sleep, your heart starts, having problems, your breathing is affected, every part of your body slowly is worn and torn down by the fact that you just have this much stress in your life. This stage of exhaustion is often accompanied by feelings of depression and hopelessness. Stress can also lead to issues with the heart, such as heart disease and hypertension. It can even lead to gastrointestinal problems, such as irritable bowel syndrome and ulcers. It can enhance asthma and allergy symptoms, cause back pain, tension, headaches, acne, eczema, and even psoriasis. All of these things aren't necessarily caused by stress, but stress can lead to these things happening because of just all the wear and tear that is occurring on your body. Too much stress also deteriorates the hippocampus, which is responsible for memory and learning. It causes a loss of synaptic connections and growth, which affects how fast you process information. It even causes your brain to shrink if you have too much stress in your life for an extended period of time, especially the prefrontal lobe, which controls self-control and decision-making. So too much stress literally causes your brain to stop functioning to its fullest ability. There are several ways to cope with stress, though. You can focus on the problem itself and attempt to change the stress, or work on emotion-focused coping and try to focus on the perspective and emotions that you have. Perception really does matter in coping. If your outlook is that you have control over the situation and that the situation is just affecting this one little portion of your life rather than everything, it's a lot easier to perceive things as low threat and to handle your stress better. However, if your outlook is that you have no control over what happens in your life, that you can't do anything about it and that this just is what it is, or if you think that this one particular event is going to affect a range of things and going to really change everything in your world, then you're going to perceive a lot higher of threat and you're going to handle your stress a lot more poorly. Social support also really matters when it comes to handling your stress, as those around you can really make or break you when it comes to how you deal with things. Some ways for stress reduction include exercise, meditation, active faith practicing, and just consistent optimism. Thank you.
Yay!